Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock. This is City of Heroes. We are with our Dominator, our level 8 character, Mister Eclipse, who is a dark Dominator. 2400 XP to go to get to level 9, and we just called Cleopatra to let her know there's a bomb. 5 minutes to detonation. Sugar, things are going from bad to worse. We got word that the Syndicate already delivered them bombs to those Crusader boys in the Resistance. Now, I still got myself a little idea where they could be in the tunnels, but I ain't giving you a guarantee that you'll find something down there, Sugar. You're going to have to go down there and destroy any sort of thing that looks like they might be using bombs. Also, I got word that the gal leading the charge goes by the name of Postagal. We catch her and we can put an end to this bombing. Okay. So, we got to check our inspiration. So we need to talk to... Where is he? Where's the main guy? Over here. Praetor White, i.e. Back Alley Brawler. And we need to pick up another break free. And let's do another inspiration for accuracy and another inspiration for luck. And now we have all the inspirations we need. And now we are heading over to see if we can stop the bombing. Teleport is super convenient. And off we go, guys. And now we have the ability to confuse our enemies and hopefully get them to attack each other, right? That's what this power is. Did we look at the details? So this is a 3 magnitude confuse for 21 seconds, and it recharges in 8 seconds. So you can stack it, and then an extra, it goes 32 seconds instead of 21 seconds when you're under domination. So we can stack it and keep one guy permanently confuzzled. It's so weird not having to turn on toggles. Alright, well, go attack your friends. And you can be held. And then I just have to fight this guy. Yep, let him punch the lieutenant for me. Hold the lieutenant. And that guy is going to be confused for quite a bit of time. We can reconfuse. I love that. The effect is really cool where you get these little circles surrounding his head. You can see, however, as these guys are leveling up, it is getting more difficult to take lieutenants out. It does take some extra hit points, right? Because they don't scale up linearly. So as you get to higher and higher levels, it takes more and more damage to take out lieutenants. So it gets a little harder. So we have to destroy this thing. Like, isn't that dangerous? Blasting away at what might be a bomb. What if it goes off? I mean, obviously, in game mechanic terms, it can't. But what if it goes off? Jeez. Okay, so we got a patrol walking around here. Let's confuse one of them. And hold another one. Yep, you can shoot your buddy. Look at that. Perfect. So the question is, so that was 18 XP. How much XP is this guy going to be? Like, does it actually reduce your XP? It used to. Yeah, so you get less XP. So one thing is, if somebody's confused and does damage, you get less XP for defeating them because you didn't do all the damage. That's okay. It's useful. So you can see that out of a spawn of 3, one is held, one is confused. right? And helping me. And it's only really one of them that you have to worry about. So it makes it really nice. And he's done. So now there's a lieutenant here. Let's dominate. Confuse one guy. That's going to be for 30 whole seconds. Let's hold a lieutenant. And then we can take out the other guy. And we're going to just lock down that lieutenant and let the other guy help me for 30 seconds. It is so nice. Oh, and now she's going to actually attack the crate. So one of the problems is that when they're under confusion, they can't decide like what it is they want to do, and so they'll toggle between different targets. Man, I am missing a lot. Again. So what'll happen is with confusion, they might, they'll attack one guy, then they attack another guy, then they attack the first guy, then they attack a third guy, then they go back to the first guy, then the second guy, then the third guy. And I think that that's just the fact that he's confused, right? Because it's not like when you're fighting them and you're essentially generating aggro by attacking them, and so they have like a hit list of who is generating, who has done the most damage to them or whatever, and that generates kind of like a hate list. But under confusion, they're not like that because they're confused, right? It's not like they're just switch sides, it's that they're confused. And so that's why they switch targets, I think, right, to kind of mimic the confusion aspect. We just got a badge for something. The resistance is feudal badge. Oh, probably for dominating them. We'll take a look at that as soon as we're done. Resistance is feudal. Oh, the resistance considers me an obstacle. Oh, that's why. So this is a Praetorian badge, essentially. You can help me out there. And we'll immobilize you. It's so awesome turning them on their own guys, you know. So we're going to have to watch the endurance because I've been using it very quickly here. This thing must use quite a bit of endurance, maybe? It uses 8. But I'm just clicking as fast as I can go. Oh, and I got sprint on. Ugh, because I'm an idiot. Why did I have sprint on? Don't want to have sprint on. That really drains endurance. Let's go ahead and rest. And get our endurance back. So we're definitely going to want a triple slot stamina for this character when we get to SOs. No question about that. Okay. So the question is, do I want to try to confuse the orange lieutenant? He will hit really hard. Let's try it. I missed him. That's the problem. Oh, but they didn't notice it. Okay, cool. I can just try again. Can we get him? Got him. So he should do good attacks against those guys, right? Because he does a lot more damage than a minion does. And now we can hold him and just pound him. And now we have domination up again. So the next lieutenant we see, we should be able to control him for a lot more. So you definitely see what we have like with a Dominator. He is dominating the enemy, right? He is dominating his opponents, forcing them to behave in whatever way he decides. Our character, right? Which is pretty cool. Double misses on a crate. He's literally missing the broadside of barn. Triple misses. Okay, I have to look at this. We have a 74% chance to hit a crate. We rolled a 78, a 77, and a 97. Is that ridiculous? And we missed again. The first hit there was the streak breaker. So we missed 4 times in a row with a 75% chance to hit. There's a 1/4 chance to hit. To miss twice in a row only should happen 1 every 16. To miss 3 times in a row should only happen 1 every 48. And to miss 4 times in a row should only happen like once every 192 times, like once every 200 times roughly, right? That's just ridiculous. Okay, let's dominate. And I'm going to confuse the lieutenant. And then hold this guy. We'll hold the lieutenant. While I'm working on the lieutenant, I'm going to confuse that guy and let him start fighting his buddies. Should start shooting at them, no? Yeah, there you go. It's a lot more fun when you just do it to a group of them. It's fine doing it for one, but it's a lot more fun when you do it to a group. Definitely doing a lot better than when we had sprint going. That thing really drains your endurance. Domination has dropped. You can attack your friends. I really do enjoy making them attack their own friends. It's just super fun. That's very cool. It's like mind control or whatever. What is it called? Possess? Yep. Okay, so possess is officially of these 5 powers, possess is my favorite. It's not as good as Seeds of Confusion, but it is an awesome power. I think with the individual one, I think that it lasts longer so that you can stack it. I don't think you can stack Seeds of Confusion without at least a couple of recharge enhancers and a couple of duration enhancers. You need at least 1 or 2 of each, right? And typically, I actually like to slot for the duration enhancers so that I don't have to keep reapplying it, right? Like, instead of having, say, like, let's say the Seeds of Confusion is a 10-second effect and recharges in 20 seconds, right? I would rather enhance it to have a 20-second effect and recharge every 20 than leave the 10-second effect and recharge every 10, right? Because then you got to click it every 10 seconds to keep them like chain confused. Whereas if it's if it's the duration, then you don't have to click it as often. So that's why I tend to actually prefer for certain of them, I'll prefer the duration. Now, I do think sometimes if it's like the single target ones, sometimes you want it on a recharge because you can apply it to multiple guys. Right? But often what I do then is just do both recharge and duration. And there is a boss, so we're going to put on a break free, a luck, and accuracy. There's nobody else around, so we can't get the domination up, but we'll start with a hold and see what we do. No point to confusing him because there's nobody for him to attack. Now, technically, if I do confuse him, he would just stop and he wouldn't attack me, right? Because I'm not his enemy, quote unquote, anymore. But I don't think there's any point to that, and domination's up. So we may as well use it because I think this is the end of the mission. And there we go. We're now halfway through level 8, guys. Not bad. Let's use our domination here. We may as well. Get a little more XP. We don't need the endurance right now. Yeah, that hole definitely, I think a single recharge on it and a couple of hold durations on it, and then like maybe twin accuracy and a damage or something like that. I don't mind, you know, like we want to do some damage with it, but the purpose of the holds is not to do damage. For a controller, it sometimes is, but for a Dominator, I feel like I can do damage with my secondary. The purpose of my holds is to lock things down. Okay, so now we have another set of bombs to disarm. Right down the street there. Something glowing? What is this? Oh, is that one of the bombs? Oh, okay, the bombs are out in the open. I see. I thought, when I was looking at that, I thought that was an indoor mission. So we destroyed the crates, which I guess was the bomb-making materials, and now we're actually disarming the bombs. And the reason I'm not like teleporting is because everything is so close. And they're all in like waste paper baskets and stuff. Now we have to find an alternate way in to see Cole, and I guess tell him what's going on. So when it comes to enhancements, I am not bothering with, I'll use the ones we find, but I'm not going to buy anything until, I'm not going to buy anything until we I'm not going to buy anything until we're at least 12th level, because it just expires too fast. Right, you're done in like an hour, it expires. So it's not like I need the information, i.e. influence. You know, it doesn't really matter. But I just don't see the point of it. Right? You know, slotting him in and then taking him out, like, it's just not worth it. You see how she keeps switching targets? We'll keep her confused. And keep this guy held. With one confused and one held, I take no damage. So I don't think, even if you attack them while they're confused, I don't think they'll aggro to you as long as they're confused. You attack your friends. You lock in place. You get immobilized. Yeah, that's it. Kick him. I really am enjoying this. Like, the ability to do all the different types of control, right? Hold, confuse, immobilize. The next one, we have 2 more available already, so the next one is fear. So then you can really lock 3 guys down, right? One is afraid, one is confused, one is held. Go attack your friends. It's so funny the way it's like their eyes start glowing. They have this like dark cloud of energy over their heads, and like it's like all of a sudden they have evil eyes and they're attacking somebody. It's so cool. And they're just like, what? I thought you were my friend. No, I'm your enemy. And they start attacking. It's super awesome. Here, go do it again. I love the effect of it. It's so cool. So I know whoever mentioned, because I was actually playing through Fire or Ice, whoever mentioned Dark, kudos. Because I am having a blast with this particular power set. It looks really cool. I just love Dominators. Dominators are my favorite ranged character type. I do like Masterminds too, but I don't know if they're not really... They're sort of pets, right? They're not really melee or ranged in a sense. Okay, we can dominate. And we'll hold that guy. And you guys can fight with each other. Reapply that. And I can just shoot the guy who's mobilized. I shouldn't need to reapply the confuse because domination is running. Like, love that. Like, look at... Let's just zoom in. This is so cool. Like, the dark cloak of shadow over her face, and then, like, the glowing sort of, like, purple eyes. It's so awesome. Here, do it again. Yeah. They just immediately turns around and starts attacking her companion. It's just so cool. So much fun. That looks cooler than Seeds of Confusion. Seeds of Confusion was like these like purple like dots around their heads, like they were having an allergic reaction because it was spores. Which is fine, but I think this is a much cooler look. One of my friends who plays D&D, and Pathfinder stuff, he said his Pathfinder group played, I think he said 5 hours. Oh, there's a boss. And we're under domination, so let's quickly attack. And we'll do a break free and a luck, and then we'll start pounding. So he said that they played for 5 hours, and he said they didn't have any combat. He was really frustrated by that. And I guess one of the characters had some sort of a dream sequence, and he was like, you know, why do I care about this other character's dream sequence, right? And then one of the other characters, some NPC from their backstory, came into it, and he was frustrated because he's like, I don't really care about either of these two things, right? This is such a focus on these other characters, and he said, I think he made one roll all night. And he basically sat there and watched everybody else roleplay for most of the rest of the night. And, you know, he said the other players enjoyed it because, you know, it was about their characters. But you have to be really careful about this with the GM because, you know, doing stuff from my backstory is fine. But then, you know, Joe and Sam and Jennifer are just sitting there watching while you do this stuff from my backstory. That's not a lot of fun. I remember when my best friend was like looking for his mother. When he finally found her, he was supposed to like meet her in her apartment or something, and we ended up having this thing where I think it was right before the holiday or something, and then we had a break for a couple weeks because we couldn't play. And so I thought about it, and I said to him, "You need to have the other characters come up, right? Invite them up. We're gonna say that you, because he went up and they were waiting downstairs, like guarding, because they weren't sure if this was a trap or something." And I said, "Yeah, we're not gonna have this. You're gonna need to invite. We're gonna assume you invited them up, because I'm not gonna have you having a dialogue with me while these guys just watch us for an hour. That's just not. It's not nice, right? It's not right." So they came up and kind of listened while this went on, and did a little bit of what should we call it, like contributing to asking questions and stuff. And I think it worked out really well because they could ask his mother questions and stuff after she got done with the initial, "Oh, I haven't seen you in so many years, blah blah blah." When they started asking her of like what happened to Egypt and why she fled and all of this stuff, and she was able to start talking about, like, they knew that Egypt had been taken out by some force, and the Romans hadn't really said what that force was. And my best friend's character, the mom, knew what that force was because she was there when it happened, right? And so she was able to tell them that it was UNT, right, and what had happened, and that they had brought dragons and attacked the city with dragons and the UNT and everything, and then it got overrun and so forth. And later on, they went to one of the cities in Egypt. I can't remember which one, and probably Memphis or something, and they um, encountered UNT and fought a dragon and that sort of thing. And so, like, they were forewarned what was going to happen because of that scene. And yes, he could have asked her and then told them, but it's so much more interesting if you can be part of the role play. So yeah, if you're GMing, try to make sure that you keep all the players engaged. If you're going to have one player's backstory, then the other players, you got to have them doing something too. The other thing he was really annoyed at was, he said they did like this part of the time, it was like an hour-long shopping expedition. Oh, I hate shopping expeditions. I really hate them. That's why what I have done in my games is said, um, here's the list. Like, everything available on the gear list in the Deadlands book is available in this store. Peruse it offline and let me know what you want, and I'll put it on your character sheet for you, and you'll subtract the money. Like, we're not doing this, right? We're not gonna spend an hour with one person, because what happens is one or two people are really picky about their stuff, and we have to hope we don't get mezzed here. And the other people, maybe we can, I don't know if the confusion will work on him. The other people don't care, and so they're basically being forced to wait because all they did was just buy a normal, what you want to call it, a normal, Colt single action army gun, and they're happy, and they don't need to peruse all the different, like, infernal gear and so on and so forth. But the picky person, uh, is, um, you know, um, like nitpicking over exactly what items they're going to get, and that might take an hour. Oh wait, I could get this, but I could get that. I've only got $100, and I want to spend it in the right way. Well, the person who's like, I'll just get the thing at the top of the list, is bored now. So yeah, I always recommend doing that offline. Hey, we got some reward merits. How are we standing on reward merits? Come on, interface. There we go. There we go. Okay, so special. We have 15. 15 reward merits down, and 1,185 to go to get all of our ATOs. We have leveled up to level 9 after completing the story arc. And then we have a finale coming in here, which hopefully is in time. That's good. This is a single player, so this is like a storyline that you cannot play with other people. Where's Duncan? Right there. And she will level us up to level 9. We need some more slots. Okay, well, all these things need to be 6 slotted. But I like even slotting. At some point, we're going to need to get health and stamina too, but I don't think we need to do that yet. Let's... Possess is working pretty okay by itself. Let's go ahead and ramp this up. And Gloom is really powerful, so let's ramp that up. And we're going to rip this out. And we're going to rip this out. Come here. We have a single origin, but it's level 8, so we don't need that. These guys are all low level, so we're not going to keep those. We're going to go sell those. So in 3 levels, we will be getting DOs. Not bad, guys. Not bad at all. How are we doing on time? Okay, so let's do this mission, and then we will stop for today. I thought that was on this building, but it's further away. There's Evil Statesman, Cole, or, I don't know, non-good statesman, dictator statesman, emperor statesman. Back into the sewers. At least they're not as filthy as the ones in Paragon City. Look, there's a graffiti on the wall there. That's pretty cool. Oh, man, I am stupid. Hang on. We need a break free. Or 2 break frees. We definitely want those. So I'm going to pause it here. I'll grab some break frees, and I'll bring you back when we're back inside the sewer. Okay, we are back. We're just loading back into the sewer. And we have our break frees. And in the next level, we will get another couple of boxes for our inspirations, which is awesome. And then we will probably carry some endurance. I'm not going to worry about damage too much with this guy because he doesn't do that much damage anyway. And, yeah, he could do damage a little faster, but he really is going to need break freeze the most. And accuracies, because what we want to do is make sure that we hit with our hold and our confuse. Find the resistance weapons cache. We seem to have found it. Fend off all the incoming. Okay, it's a trap. So this is where we want to do confuse. So we have waves of bad guys. Or we should have. There we go. Confuse. Help me out. Mobilize. Hold. Thought I saw somebody else coming, but it doesn't look like it. So I don't know if these are timed waves, where like every so many seconds they come at you. This is Chief Interrogator Washington. Cleopatra set you up. I'm fighting off some of the resistance going after you, but I couldn't get them all. I'm doing everything I can to help. You need to take down the resistance and then meet me up in Terra Nova. Well, okay, but where are they? Fend off incoming resistance, but there aren't any right now. I guess we wait. Oh, here we go. So as soon as you come into range, you're getting confused. And you're getting held. And you are getting immobilized. And I'll hold you next. so that guy we're going to attack. The other one is confused. We will reapply confusion. And reapply hold. So what we mostly have to do is worry about the 3, right? When there were 3 of them, shouldn't be attacking me. When there are 3 of them, I can only immobilize one. The other ones are confused and held. Once there are 2 of them, I can confuse one, hold the other, and I shouldn't take any damage. You know, except when I miss, right? Which is going to happen like a quarter of the time. I'm really enjoying this character. It's pretty cool. So I don't know if this follows the rule of 3. There are typically 3 ambushes, but there was an ambush before the communication, so there might be 4. Or maybe more, I just don't know. Here comes another group. We'll confuse the leader. And hold another one. And then immobilize that guy. Start shooting him. So this is the 3rd wave. So clearly there's at least one more. I remember there's one, I can't remember which story arc it is that I was doing with, I think I had done it with my Plant Thorn Dominator. I think it's on the villain side where you're on like a ship in a dock and they're like swarming you and all these mobs come to you. And I was able to do it with my Plant Thorn Dominator without too much trouble because as this, you know, they just come in these huge waves, not just 3 guys, but like 30 guys at a time, and they come in these huge waves. And for my mastermind, they just overwhelm my weaker pets, and my weaker pets were just unable to beat them. But for my Dominator, what I had done, I think, was just Seeds to confuse them. Right, and so they were coming in, and I was just, and half of them would just turn and start attacking the other half, right? And then that wave just like they defeated themselves, and I was able to keep up with that as the waves came in. I was just hitting domination, confusing a huge swath of them, teleport in, confuse, teleport out, and let them just attack each other. And then I was throwing out AoE holds, AoE immobilize, right? So I think I was like AoE. I was AoE confusing them and then AoE immobilizing and teleporting out. And then I would teleport in, reapply, teleport out. And so I didn't really take a lot of, you know, incoming damage. Whereas my Mastermind, she didn't take a lot of damage until her pets were dead, but they just destroyed the pets. And I just kept trying to resummon them, and oh, I couldn't beat it. But this one, right? This is just 3 guys at a time, so it's not really very difficult. I guess I should have put up domination, but it just seems so pointless when there were so few of them. I love how it starts running to me and then it turns around and attacks the other guy. And that's the mission complete, and we are done for this episode, I guess, guys. I will head back, and then we will stop. So we need to meet with the Chief Interrogator. Okay. Well, let's do that, and then I guess we'll stop. It's just 381 yards. 268, so you can see you go about like 120 yards per shot-ish. right? 155 to 39, so it was like about 115 yards. Right, and you hover for, oh, a good couple seconds. I guess they increased how long you hover, because it used to be much shorter. That one is like, that's a good 5 seconds. What's going on? What do you know? Cleopatra is a resistance spy. So now what? We're going to have to put an end to Cleopatra's treason. So we have to do that, but I think we're going to do that in the next episode, guys. So things have gone pretty well. We are 2 beads, almost 3 beads into level 9. We leveled up this episode. I'm sorry, yeah, and we have level 10, probably next episode, where we'll get our next power. I don't know what that's going to be. Possibly Nightfall, if that's available. That's a ranged cone, which is nice. Gather Shadows. That is a self plus special damage to all. And Tank Engulfing Darkness. This is a PBAOE dot. And I think, yeah. And we got Heart of Darkness here, which is a disorient. Man, there's a lot of cool stuff. I'm going to want it all. There's a lot of really cool stuff in here. But we will see that as we go. Until next time, I am Scrapperlock, and this has been City of Heroes.